Hello everyone, Daisy here again with another layout for Cardstock Warehouse. Today I am kind of recreating a home decor piece that I saw. So there are a lot of like geometric wood prints, and they're gorgeous, and you know, they make them in big poster sizes and everything, and I was looking at them for decoration for my home, and I'm like, I have this gorgeous wood grain paper. It's the cherry wood veneer paper. It's my absolute favorite. And I'm like, I bet you I could recreate something like that. And then I decided to make it into a scrapbook page. I'm hoping to also recreate it for the home decor piece, but right now I wanted to do a scrapbook page about it. So what I did is I cut a whole bunch of different colors that I felt that were really speaking to me, I guess, that went kind of with this theme. I wasn't directly inspired by a single home decor piece, so I didn't include that in the video, but just kind of as a general inspiration, I guess. So I cut a whole bunch of these papers down into 1-inch strips, and then here was a fail. I tried to miter the edges so that they would fit together nicely, and it just didn't work. So I end up doing, well, this minus the marking. I just kind of crisscross them and glue them over each other on the ends so that the corners meet up very nicely. And I'm using, like I said, I cut a whole bunch of colors, but the colors that I ultimately end up using are the cherry wood veneer, the I think it's Color Plan Amethyst. It's a really dark, gorgeous, rich purple. The Cereal Ultra Black, which is my absolute favorite black cardstock. And it really is super bold with this. Excuse me, my background paper is called Whipped Cream, and it's a pop tone cardstock. And it really holds up to it. And I did want a cream base, which is kind of unusual for me. Usually I go more for a bright white, but I felt like with the wood tones, it worked really well. And then I also use the one of the craft ones, which I can't think of the name. Paper Bag is the one I usually use. I use the one that's darker. I think it's Brown Box is what it's called. Yes, I just checked. It's called Brown Box, and it's a really, so it's a magnificent craft cardstock. It's really rich and deep colored. Like I said, usually I gravitate towards the Paper Bag craft, but I wanted a little bit darker of one to go with my color palette here, so I did choose the Brown Box. So here you can see my mitering issues, and I just kind of let it go over there because it's going to be covered up with my photos, so I don't really care, I guess. But I did cut a bunch of different colors, and I intend on using the strips possibly to do my home decor project. I cut some of the gold mirror sparkle, and then I also cut some of the Paper Bag craft, and then also there are a lot of rich brown colors, and so I had cut one of those as well, and I don't end up using it because I was going to use it, and then I decided to use the purple instead because I'm a sucker for purple. So now here you see, because of my, I guess, missteps in measuring, I am using a ruler and trying to straighten these out just so that they match up nicely. And that color, it's hard to tell, but that is actually the amethyst. Unfortunately, my lighting is not doing it justice, but it is definitely a rich purple color. And I'm just putting these down in kind of this geometric pattern and just matching them up. and having fun with it. Like, it doesn't really matter. I mean, they're strips of paper. There's a million ways you could put them together and make them look gorgeous. So it's a very simple project to tailor to whatever your tastes are. And like I said, I think this would make a simple, easy home decor project. You know, you just put it together and then frame it and hang it on your wall, and it would be gorgeous. So now I'm lining up my cherry wood veneer paper here, and then I decided that I wanted to create kind of this little gap, just kind of like a place for your eye to rest. A little bit of the cream cardstock. And I kind of wish I had left it like that, but I am going to add some of the black, I think, down on the bottom. And here you can see my measurements got a little off somewhere, and so I have a little extra room on one side versus the other, but it doesn't bother me. It's fine. Nobody's going to look at it and be like, oh, it's crooked, or you didn't line those up right. So just sticking it down and trimming it off. I did run out of my favorite ATG glue, so I'm using this dot glue runner. I do not recommend this for any heavy cardstock. It is not strong enough at all. I did have to, once I got refills of my ATG, I did have to go back in and glue down a bunch of the pieces because they kept kind of pulling up. So you definitely want a good glue when you're using heavy cardstock. And this is all, I think they're all 100-pound except for the wood veneer. They're, you know, really thick and great to use, so, but you do need a good adhesive. So off camera, I thought I was recording and I wasn't. I did back my photo, and it's backed with some of the parchment paper, the Bianco parchment paper. That's my favorite. I use either the 65 or the 80, is it 80 or 85 pounds parchment paper, because I really like the way it looks a lot like vellum, except for it has a little bit more body to it, I guess. It's not quite so flimsy, so it can really hold up to being glued down. I have like used it for embossing on, and that works really well. It works really well for stamping on. I have run it through my printer, and that works surprisingly well as too, so it's definitely worth a look. And then so I did one layer of the parchment paper, and then one layer of the purple or the amethyst, and then some more of that whipped cream cardstock behind the photo as well, because I wanted a couple of layers to really frame out the photo. The photo is just one of me laying on my hammock, which is like my favorite place to lay in the summer, and I had just woke up. I don't even know if I had coffee yet. I was just hanging out. Maybe I think I probably did have coffee, because I can't do anything without coffee. So yeah, that's what I look like when I wake up, basically. So and I'm just using a pre-made title, and it says every day is a fresh start. I think those are from Pebbles, and then I'm using a lot of these Dear Lizzie florals from her She's Magic collection. They are shimmery and beautiful, and I'm actually looking forward to printing out some of my own. So you can buy digital collections, and then Cardstock Warehouse has this beautiful paper called the Diamond Jet printer paper. That doesn't sound right. But it's a beautiful shimmery glitter paper that you can print on, and it turns out amazingly. So I'm kind of excited to purchase the She's Magic collection and print out my own and have them be even glitterier, if that's a word. Glitterier? I don't think that's a word. But now I'm just going through my like I separate all of my scrapbook embellishments by manufacturer or designer, and so I'm just going through my Dear Lizzie stuff and just pulling out anything that I think will work. There's some wood grain pieces. I do end up using that tassel on there, which has some wood buttons that I thought went really well, and I felt it brought more color over to that side because I did feel that I was a little heavy on that right side, so I wanted to pull something over to the left. Um, and I did pull in some gold foil accents as well, like that Hello Happiness. I have a wood grain heart that's like dipped in gold, and then a little gold piece up at the top. It's hard to see, again, with the lighting and everything. And I think I was just trying to find some brads or something to stick that tassel down, and I think I got rid of all my brads. I couldn't find any anywhere, so I do end up coming up with a different solution for that. I also pulled out these little leather bows because I thought they would be perfect, because I had brown ones, which are, I don't use a lot of brown in my scrapbooking, so this was the perfect way to use up a lot of those pieces that I struggled with. I'm using a wood button to cover up that hole there and try to help stick down. And then just some little phrase stickers and stuff. And that's pretty much going to be the layout. So I want to thank you so much for taking the time to watch. Don't forget to head on over to the blog. I will have a link down below. There's a blog post for this where it has links to every single one of the papers that I used. Cardstock Warehouse is amazing. They're doing great shipping. It's still like super fast. So, and you definitely get your money's worth. And I would check out this wood veneer paper. They also have it in a birch color, and it is absolutely stunning. And they have it in 12 by 12 size, which is super great. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again next time. Bye.